Religions of the Paleolithic era were distinctly different from modern religions in that they were heavily influenced by nature, usually polytheistic, and importantly honored female goddesses in almost equal number to male gods. These goddesses and gods had power over certain aspects of human life, and the worshippers would pray to the particular god to address their need. Worship was ritualistic, spiritual, and varied from tribe to tribe, region to region. Sexuality was evidently important as gods and goddesses had exaggerated genitalia, and many of the early myths included details of procreation. Facts. The historical record is sprinkled with textual evidence of matriarchal or divine feminine past that would have been passed down for centuries by oral tradition and later recorded. One ancient Indian saying, for example, stated, "Woman is the creator of the universe. The universe is her form. Woman is the foundation of the world. There is no prayer equal to a woman. There is not, nor has been, nor will there ever be a yoga compared to a woman. A man's world? I don't think so." Mesopotamia was the world's first civilization with recorded history. Gods and goddesses there were more gender fluid and exemplified a variety of qualities and characteristics later associated with one gender or another. None demonstrates this more than Inanna. She was the goddess of love, beauty, sex, war, justice, and political power. One Mesopotamian hymn from the Sumerian city-state about Inanna describes her as a virgin who wanted to know more about sex. She asks her brother to take her into the underworld where she can taste the fruit of a tree that grows there. Inanna is also part of a Cain and Abel-esque tale as she begins courtship and eventually chooses the god of shepherds over the farmer. This story was important to the great challenge of the time as societies were adjusting to new systems of economics. There are several versions of their relationship. In one, she goes on an epic journey to save him from the underworld. She passes through 7 gates. At each, she must strip a layer off of her. This is intended to humiliate and destroy her power. When she arrives, she is completely naked. Eventually, he is permitted to visit her for half the year, but must stay in the underworld the other half. In other variations, Inanna may have killed him. Hades, eat your heart out. Inanna morphed and became Ishtar by 2500 BCE. Some Mesopotamian empires elevated her to the highest deity in their pantheon, even over other national gods. Ishtar's strength and fearsomeness is featured in the oldest story in the world, the Epic of Gilgamesh, written between 2900 BCE and 2350 BCE. The epic includes fantastic adventure tales and tales of women taming men, but it also holds warnings about female power and sexuality. In one tale, our girl Ishtar falls for the king Gilgamesh, but he rejects her since she had killed her previous lovers. Talk about being a stickler. Goddesses around the world, and certainly Ishtar, did not often display mothering qualities. In a lot of cases, she was violent, sexual, and killed men wildly. He asked her, "Which of your lovers did you love forever? What shepherd of yours pleased you for all time? And if you and I should be lovers, should I not be served in the same fashion as all these others whom you once loved?" The answer? Probably. Facing rejection, Ishtar got a demonic bull to terrorize Uruk, his city, and cause widespread devastation. Hell hath no fury like a goddess scorned indeed. The bull lowered the level of Euphrates River and dried up the marshes. It opened up huge pits that swallowed 300 men. Apparently, without any divine assistance, Gilgamesh was able to kill it. Ishtar mourned with the courtesans and harlots, while Gilgamesh celebrated with the craftsmen, switching loyalty to the sun god. Later in the Epic of Gilgamesh, we have the Great Flood, which has parallels to the story of Noah and the Ark from the Torah or the Old Testament. According to the epic, when the flood came, Ishtar mourned over the destruction of humanity, and she swore to stop future floods. Temples were devoted to Ishtar through different empires in Mesopotamia, and the lion icon most associated with her, yes, there were once lions in Iraq, is displayed prominently in the iconography of the region. Ishtar continued to thrive long after the Greek and Romans conquered the region. She likely influenced the development of the Greek goddess Aphrodite. A cult to her continued to flourish until its gradual decline between the 1st and 6th centuries CE in the wake of Christianity. In Hinduism, the world's oldest continuing religion, there has long been a strong tradition of goddess worship. This divine feminine is known as Devi, simply meaning goddess or the great mother. She is understood to be the embodiment of Shakti, the feminine and creative power of the universe. While this power is eternal and formless, all other Hindu goddesses are considered to be manifestations of Devi. Devi is not considered a consort of a male deity, but independent, and in some traditions is even regarded as superior above male deities. Take that, patriarchy. Shaktism acknowledges the creative potential of women who are seen to maintain familial and social order. Shakti is also considered the counterpart of the masculine spirit, but neither can survive without the other, providing a promising model for gender equality. Many Aztec goddesses were genderless or dual gender. The Aztec goddess Coatlicue was considered the mother of all gods and embodied the opposites: life and death, light and dark, male and female. Almost all representations of this goddess depict her deadly side. Well, I know who I'm going to be next Halloween.